So here's why even top agents get bad leads and how to stop it. What's going on, my real estate family? My name is Wandile Mr. W. I work very closely with real estate agents, specifically top agents who are doing very well every single year, as well as real estate agencies that are looking to then grow and double and scale their business. Because let's face it, we're now living in a world full of convenience. So if you want to double and grow and scale your business without having to burn out and prospecting more, listen to this video very carefully. So what I've done is that I've compiled 3 points, which is very important to help you, especially if you're a top agent and you're looking to grow and scale your business without having to prospect harder, having to cold more, rely solely on referrals, or going through burnout. So listen very carefully and let us dive in. Oh, by the way, we've worked with over 500 plus agents. If you want to find out more information about what I do, link in the description, and let's jump straight into it. So the first thing on my notes here is I want to define what is a bad lead, because I hear this all the time. Oh, I'm getting bad leads. Oh, these leads are terrible. Like, I get this all the time, and it's so funny. So I want to walk you through how to stop getting bad leads, and I'm going to walk you guys through in terms of how to understand or really define what is a bad lead. So for me personally, defining a bad lead, I personally don't feel that there's something as even a bad lead. Personally, I don't believe in bad leads, because you're in the property industry. Somebody at some point will need a roof over their head, okay, whether they're renting right now and they're not looking to buy or sell, but eventually they will have to purchase a property, right? 9 times out of 10, most people will have to purchase a property. They'll need a roof over their head. So for me, I wouldn't define someone who's not ready to go right now as a bad lead. I want to shift that perspective, and I want to shift it from a perspective of this person is not ready yet. So that doesn't necessarily mean they're a bad lead, they're just not ready yet, and that is ultimately key. So there's no such thing as a bad lead in property. They're just people who aren't ready yet. So now the key element here is, how do we get people who are more ready? Now listen very carefully. All right. So what I wanted to speak about is really understanding the structure of a funnel. So for most people don't understand, what is a funnel? I get this question all the time. Wandile, what are funnels? What are funnels? Can you please explain what a funnel is to me? So in the next, I would say 20 seconds, I'll explain what a funnel is and how the process works. So a funnel is a 3-step process, okay, which turns a stranger into a customer. Now, when I say it's 3-step process, it goes through 3 steps. There's awareness, there's nurturing, and then there's conversion. Think about this for a second, okay? When you decided to buy a car, did you just wake up and buy the car? No, you didn't wake up and buy the car, okay? Because a car is a very big purchase. You went through a process, right? You had the awareness of, oh crap, my car's miles or my car's kilometers are very high, or I'm having issues with my car, or maybe you had a desire to buy a new car, or maybe you came across a lot of money and you're like, okay, cool, now I want to buy a new car. But the point is, there was that awareness that you wanted a car, the desire came, or the need for a car came. So that is the top of the funnel. That's what we like to call awareness, where now people are now aware of the problem or aware of the desire that they want. So in the top of the funnel, that is where you are starting to get people to become more aware of your brand or your business. Okay. Now, once you have this awareness, what is naturally the next step you're going to take? Well, if it's something that you are looking to do, you're going to start doing more research. So now you are aware that you want a car. What are you going to do? Are you just going to go to a dealership and buy? No, you're going to start doing research. You're going to go on Google. You're going to start looking at car sites. You're going to start comparing cars. You're going to looking at the brands. You're going to really do that deep dive in that research. Why are you doing that? Because it's a natural progression. You had this awareness for this need or for this desire. Now you want to find out more information. We all go through this process. You really have to just reverse engineer this process yourself. Now that's more middle of the funnel, where you're in research, you're doing deep dives, you're figuring out exactly what is it that you're looking for. Now, where does this fit within people within real estate? This is where people are requesting for home valuations. This is where people are requesting for more information. This is where people are looking at reels and articles and content. This is where they're in research, okay, because they're in the process. Okay, they are almost ready to convert, but they need that information. Remember, guys, if someone is not ready yet, that means that they haven't received the right information for them to make that informed decision to move forward. And then lastly, bottom of the funnel, this is when someone has now made a decision to proceed and to buy. So now you've done all your research and you've decided that you want to buy this car. And then you walk into the dealership and then you go and you purchase that car. Now, if you've never spoken to that salesperson, but you did that process before, in that salesperson's mind, that salesperson person just assume that they're a magic closer because you just came and then you told them what you want and then you went to go buy it. But what the salesperson doesn't understand is the process you went through before buying that car. And this is where I see in the real estate industry, people just don't understand this funnel process. They don't understand the 3-step process because they went through a phase where they were cold calling leads, and then they found that person that already did the research, already knew what they wanted, okay, or was ready to sell, and then they get that person on the phone, they get an appointment, they do the evaluation, and then they list their home, and they're thinking that they're these sales gods. No, you're not a sales god. You just spoke to someone who was ready. And that is the whole purpose of helping you understand or define a bad lead. There's no such thing as a bad lead. They're just not in the right step of the funnel. So you need to figure out, okay, if I'm talking to leads, where are they? If someone says that they're not interested yet, or they're not looking to buy a house, they're in the awareness stage, right? Some of them are not even in the awareness stage, right? They're super cold. But then if someone's like, hey, look, I'm looking for valuation, I'm looking, I'm thinking about selling, where are they? They're in the middle of the funnel. They are looking, they are thinking, they're in the research phase. These are the best leads ever because what is holding them back from converting? It is more information. Who has that information? It is ultimately you. It could also be logistics. Okay, someone could have to emigrate or move somewhere, but maybe their contract only ends in the next 2 months. Is that a bad lead now? No, it's just logistics. It's time. So I'm seeing in this industry, people don't speak about this. And that's the reason why most people don't close deals, because then you're turning down a lead who's in research phase when that person is going to eventually close. So your competitor is going to close that lead because you decided that this person is a bad lead. So it's very important to understand that. Okay. So the reason why I really want to break this down, and I'm looking here at my notes, is that bad leads can convert into quality leads when things are structured correctly. If you know where your lead is, then you know exactly how to lead them to the next direction. I would even say anyone who's looking to get a valuation, anyone who's researching, those are the best leads. And I'm going to mention it over and over and over again because many agents don't understand this. Those are the best leads. Why? Because they just need more information. They need guidance. Okay, it could be even a trust factor. That's the thing. It's very difficult to know. How do you find out? You ask them quality questions. Hey, Mr. Seller, I'm just curious to know, why are you researching? Why are you researching? Why are you thinking of looking to sell? And then they're going to tell you the answer. It's that simple. But many agents are not used to being good at sales. They don't really understand that it's all about asking quality questions to get quality answers to see exactly where they're at. Okay, so bad leads can convert into good leads if you know exactly where they are in the process. And once you can figure out what's stopping them from actually making a decision, that is where you can ultimately give them the right information. I will say, guys, that people who are in the research phase, you need to figure out where are they. Is it a factor of trust? It is a factor of them not being ready yet from a logistics perspective, or is it a factor of they just need more information before they proceed? Sometimes it's all three, sometimes it's only 1 out of 3, sometimes it's 2 out of 3. But when you ask the right questions and you know where they're at, then it's a lot easier. Okay, what am I doing now with this content? I am doing this type of content so that I can then take those people on research phase to then bring them down where? To then making a decision to work with who? Me. Because when you're looking at content and you're doing your research, what does that mean? You are considering. You're not ready yet, but you're looking for the right answers. And if you find someone that gives the right answers, guess what? You're going to work with them. It is that simple. But most real estate agents don't understand this, and that's why I'm creating this content. Okay. Everybody goes through the same process. When it comes to buying a house, buying anything that's very expensive, that's going to be a very big asset, they go through the research process. And it's very simple to close those people. Anyways, so another thing which is very important is that you want to have an automated filtration process. Now, why am I talking about having an automated filtration process? Because you're a top agent. Okay, why are you spending time manually engaging with leads? Why are you spending time qualifying these leads? When you use AI, you can then utilize either AI call agents that can go call those leads for you and qualify their intention. You can use AI text agents that can actually send them WhatsApps or iMessages and engage with them to get an idea in terms of where they're at. Or if you want to be a little bit more traditional, you can utilize landing pages, but utilize landing pages with lead scoring, where it's going to look at their answers and then really figure out where they're at right now in the sales process, so that anyone who scores a certain level or scores a certain number, they will then be able to book an appointment with you and you'd be able to see their answers. These are all the things you can do to still utilize AI to automate that process, because let's be honest, your time is valuable if you're a top agent. You should be focusing more on closing deals and building quality relationships, not being stuck with admin and doing a whole lot of things in the back end that's not helping you get or close more deals. So at the end of the day, guys, if you really want to get more quality leads, you need to stop this whole thing of, oh, these are bad leads. There's no such thing as a bad lead in property, because someone will need a property at some point. You just need to figure out, are they ready yet or not? And how can I turn people who are researching into people who are ready? And the best way to do it is to figure out exactly what's holding them back, what are they looking for, and give them what they want. And you'll be so surprised how they'll give you what you want, which is the listing. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. If you got a lot of value in that, feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I do have a free course that covers AI domination, how to really dominate in today's day and age utilizing AI. You can go click on that link in the description. If you're looking for more testimonials to find out who we've worked with, click on the link in the description. I've got my Instagram profile over there. Or if you want to have a chat with me, maybe you're ready to move to utilize AI and get to the next level, I've got that pinned in the comment. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.